And let's see, we should be visible and everything else. So let's hopefully get the shit right this time. Not exactly sure what went wrong, but well, I have a hunch as to what was. Regardless, let's then carry on then. Once more to repeat the previously stated things. So Elite Dangerous developers just finished streaming their own little thing, their presentation of September update, and well, hopefully this time the stream, or well, my setup specifically, won't bork out on me, so it should be fine. I think it should be fine, probably. Regardless, well, yeah. So the two new things, or rather three technically new things that are coming for Elite Dangerous in September update in in 8 days. Yeah, if you're counting this today as a day, then in 8 days. The new thing that will be coming is a new tutorial, a change to, well, essentially ease up and introduce players to, well, the world of Elite Dangerous a little bit better. And the word that I used to describe the changes to the tutorial, or rather the tutorial itself, was good. And yeah, as I said previously, or well, in any case, I ain't gonna be going into too much detail about it because there's a lot of good stuff to say, and I want to reserve that for a video. But there will be this and that I'll, go into and all that stuff. Anyways, that aside, the next thing will be the changes to the livery, or livery, whatever you want to call it. English is hard, TheYamiks is Latvian, so screw off. And finally, the introduction of ARCS points. Well, actually, if you know where the prices are, I actually already saw a couple of people posting prices here and there. So if you do know where to find the information, please do post it in my Discords. I'll probably use that information there. So then, I guess let's go again over the thing. So today I'm joined by the patron, who's just going to be listening, I suppose. But feel free to jump in as well. Hey, any patrons welcome. And Dig That, the fellow content creator from Elite Dangerous, and you do Star Citizen as well quite often these days, right? So technically you are this and that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, there you go.
Little column A, little column B.
So your opinion on the today's presented amazing or much exciting
On the presentation itself, or the new?
Both. You can go for both, really, whichever one you prefer.
All right. So the new stuff for the new guys, the tutorial. That's some stuff that they definitely needed. Because I remember when I played it, and you were going through the tutorial, and it's like, yeah, now do this, and you're like, well, what button is that? And you never got to see what button it was. So that they have it on screen, that's a good thing. It's a beautiful thing for the noobs. They should enjoy that. As far as the whole stream itself, it was, man, if you could read you said you didn't read the comments.
I didn't. I specifically turned them off because that's kind of distracting for me. But yeah, feel free to elaborate on that since you apparently saw them.
Yeah, I was in and out. I would full screen it and go back to the comments just to take people's temperature. And I was looking at a lot of, yo, man, can we skip the tutorial and get to the stuff? Which is hilarious because there really wasn't anything besides that. Well, there's the ARCs, which is cool. I think that's really
essentially
nice that we get to.
A quick recap of the stream itself. An hour of oh wait, no, it was a total hour or hour and some minutes. But regardless, it was basically 40 minutes of tutorial and talking about tutorial, and about last couple of minutes, whatever's left for ARCs and whatnot else. So that's how skewed to one specific feature it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody was looking for the next thing because I think a lot of us were hoping for a surprise. We didn't get it, so we pretty much knew what was going to go down, and they didn't oversell it, they didn't undersell it. They sold exactly what was going to be in there, and you know, they did the job, and it's good that they made these updates because they were needed for quite a while, and so they're there, and you know, all the newbies can rejoice. Though I don't think many newbies would have seen that. You think so? You think many new people were watching this stream?
New people, when you're just joining a community, the first thing you do is maybe watch a video on YouTube, maybe you watch a stream on Twitch, random times, random intervals. You do not go and look up a developer commentary, developer announcement of a new thing and what it does, because first of all, you don't even fucking know what the game is about. So you
Right.
search for content that tells you what the game is about. So I would say, yeah, sure, there could be, but most of the people that are watching, well, they know that is happening there, and you know, yeah, most likely not. There were about 99 point whatever percent old vets, or at least people that know the game to a certain you know, a certain amount or what it does.
Yeah, agree.
So
Agree.
that's just a normal thing, really. So yeah.
Here's what it is. I was actually waiting for dude to crash the ship because I don't know if you remember when they introduced.
Oh yeah, they crashed the
Yeah.
what is it, the Phantom
It was
or
the
Crate
Phantom or the
2?
Mamba.
Oh yeah, Mamba 2. Yeah. I remember
of
they
those.
almost crashed. Was it Mamba? Huh. Well, anyway, I don't even fucking remember. All I know that is just they land worse than I do. So
Hey.
hey. We got Minnie in the house as well.
What up, Minnie?
Yes.
What's
Not a
good
lot
with
of. Just
So-
finished my stream and now I'm hopping on Yamiks.
Okie
All right,
dokie.
all
So
right, all right.
since Minnie, you just jumped in, and I don't know, Dig, you had anything extra?
Updates on Wednesday. 400 arcs a week maximum for gameplay. No idea.
Oh
what
come on,
is-
just about the tutorial part. We're
Oh,
gonna get to
tutorial.
arcs. Trust me, we're gonna get to that.
Gotcha. Okay, so tutorial wise, a lot of improvements. Good stuff. Things I didn't like is that they didn't tell commanders, hey, if you're going to go bounty hunting, make sure that your target you're scanning is actually wanted before you start engaging. There's going to be a lot of dead commanders because of that. So throwing that out there. Completely taking the wheel away from the commander as they're going through the tutorial. Not a great thing in my opinion, but I guess for someone that has never flown like a flight simulator game, then I guess I could see why that works. But then if you do that right from the get-go, they're going to expect their ship to automatically fly and do that stuff from the start, I guess. So I guess that's kind of a minus.
All right.
But the I guess the obstacle course / flight tutorial was really nice. The additive gates with the ship alignment and stuff like that was cool, and just the fact that the entire beginning flight tutorial was completely voice acted was really nice. And the highlights on the heads up display, that was cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
exactly
Hey,
what I
look at
did.
this.
The only thing I can do is just yep, yep. There you go.
Well, yeah.
That's
Well, here's-
that's the part of yeah.
Oh, and the throttle indicator with the arrows going up and down, that was nice for forwards and backwards. I like that addition. That is nice.
You know, since they added this ARCs thing and kind of got us on the same store system as the console players, I was hoping that they would say that console players would now be able to change their HUD, like save up some ARCs points and change their HUD colors.
Here's the thing. They did say in a
What's the
previous
thing?
live stream that they're not really looking that at the moment because of the color display configuration of the HUD display colors are so intrinsic to other portions of the game that if you mess one thing up, it can like mess everything up. So that was their
To quickly
statement.
explain the whole HUD, right? So Elite Dangerous right now, the way they generate the HUD is, well, a rather simple thing in some ways, I suppose. But because it is rather simple in that build type, it uses, you know, more generic variables, more general and global variables like the color variables, right? And which is why you, well, even on my screen right now, you can see my HUD colors have been changed. And that goes with everything. Now, there's also a reason why, well, imagine if they actually wanted to, put in specific new HUDs and whatnot else. First of all, they would have to test whether or not that HUD color works with the current scheme and all that stuff, and alter it if it doesn't. In many cases, in fact, my HUD is really bad. I mean, yes, it looks very toned down, and it is okay for what it is. But as soon as I see some sort of a hostile ship, the hostile ship is not colored red. It's colored dark blue. And on a blue panel, trust me, it's really hard to see. I struggle with that whole thing alone for a long time. Yes, there are better HUDs, but generally speaking, the blue color is calming, and I prefer that to the constant yellow. That's just my personal preference, of course. So there you go. And of course, yep.
Now, I get that obviously every color scheme is going to work, but if Frontier needs to do it natively so that there's no question whether it's going to work, and that's going to be the only way to get it out to console players anyway. And so they do that, get it out to the console players, let them flip it up, man. I know they're tired of looking at orange. I'm tired of looking at orange because I'm not going to change mine until the console players are able to change theirs.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem also, there's the problem with the fact that because they are using that global variable, everything changes. Everything from that HUD changes. But then if you want different colors for different panels and, being able to configure them separately, that involves a lot more work in the game and in the panel, structure in itself. Basically, you need to change color for this element, that element, and then the panel itself, and another panel, and then another panel, and remember to constantly change those variables and update them. So that is not, it's not an easy thing. So from programmer's perspective, it's easier to just pull up global variable HUD color red variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, and so on and so forth. There's the color matrix that they are using as a global variables, and that's why we are able to change the colors.
I gotta believe that the developers they're talented over there. I gotta believe they're capable of figuring that out.
I believe that.
No.
The whole
thing doesn't.
No. I would believe that, but remember the whole thing when they started revamping missions and everything was fucked.
Well, there's that too. The thing is, separating each HUD by the color or by an element and adding each element their own color matrix is a possibility. Yes, you can do that, but that requires a lot more work. And we are not here to do more work. We're here to make money. But okay, fine. It's a quick and dirty jab again. Sure, fine. The thing is, with the HUD, when it comes down to it, you have to sort of weigh pros and cons against each thing. And honestly, as a wannabe game developer myself, at least at one point at a time, I personally would have preferred to just have global variables for each of just everything, right? Just like they have made in Elite right now. You change one matrix, color matrix, and that's it. Everything changes. That's simple enough to do, but as many games have shown in the past, especially Star Citizen, as a matter of fact, Star Citizen's HUD I actually really like. Unfortunately, it works like shit. Still, at least Star Citizen is very modular, which is interesting. The colors also change depending on the ship and what else. And there are a few other things that I keep forgetting. But regardless, their HUD is at least interesting and works. But that involves a lot more work.
Yeah.
And keeping track of it is not an easy thing. Also, there may be some programming overhead that I don't even know about. So
and they're definitely better.
Maybe
Frontier.
Because we can change the HUD colors, that's simple, really dangerous. Also, is a sort of hint at how little of the HUD, or rather HUD itself, is consuming the graphics card power. Because oftentimes in games, when you see a lot of any sort of HUD or in-game HUD elements, they literally tank the fucking frame rate. They're really bad, even if it's just a small little thing on the screen. Oftentimes, it really
detoggling the TUD.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, sometimes detoggling the heads-up display gives you better frame rates.
And well, currently, actually, I'll take out my where's I have a frame limiter put on this thing, but let's see, frame rate's off, limiter is off, no VSync. So let's see what is my current frame rate right now. You may see some issues with the frame rate on the stream, but right. So currently I'm running 170 frames a second, and it seems that you guys are seeing it fine. Okay, now if
What
I
graphics card do you
detoggle
have?
the RTX 2080 Ti, so
Oof.
currently 180, 170, something like that. I turn off the HUD, and my frames go up to 200. Yeah, about there's a notable difference between HUD on and HUD off. So actually, Elite is the first game and the only game that I know of where the HUD consumes this little GPU power. Because every other game that I know of, Half-Life, Counter-Strike, whatnot else, they consume quite a bit on the HUD side. So it is applaudable, how well they have made it. So that's nice. But yeah, it comes with its own territory. Because of its simplicity, because and all that stuff. There's, but I mean, sure, fine. It'd be nice to have at least some ability to change it on consoles. Because come on, come on.
Come on.
Oh, and to quickly answer the question, why can't we have just sliders like the value sliders in main menu to change HUD? Answer to that is simple. When you're releasing a piece of software, you have to have QA make sure that, well, not only QA, but also the designers, the artists, everyone, have to make sure that the HUDs, the color scheme, any color scheme, any of them, would work well and would work as intended in a way that wouldn't obstruct or cause issues for anyone. For example, making sure that a player can't make everything the same color and not whine about the game, basically punishing you because you didn't say that thing that you shot was hostile or not, or that HUD element was you could actually see the fucking thing, right? So there has to be some sort of a validation, essentially, that, well, whatever a player chooses will work. So that's why you don't see the sliders, because, well, realistically speaking, there's the 55 colors on each RGB, that is red, green, and blue, right? And then the combination is just a lot. There's just a lot, and to validate all of it, sorry, that's something that no sane developer would ever do. So that's why you don't see it. So at least that's my assumption, but who knows? Let's see. Let's then carry on. The tutorial is a thing. Anything else? Actually, we didn't mention about the tutorial.
I don't know about the tutorial, but I did appreciate the toggle button for turning Super Cruise Assist off. Better than going through the menus to do that. That was...
Yes. They actually included that button. Now we just need a toggle button for toggle relative mouse movement. That would be also nice, Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Relative mouse movement would be really, really, really nice. So we could actually...
What is that?
Right, so there are two
We play with
types of
joysticks. We don't know what that is.
Well, technically you can turn it on as well on the joysticks, I think. Regardless, the point is, on mouse, for example, right now I can, shift my mouse up, and it constantly will turn. I don't need to move my mouse at all. It will constantly move my ship that direction. Relative mouse, well, this is, first of all, this is absolute style of mouse movement. But relative mouse movement would be, I push my mouse up and the value slowly reduces. I push up and it slowly reduces. So, if I wanted to keep going that one same way, I would have to constantly move my mouse that direction. So essentially, it's, that works just like it's like a joystick. The absolute is just easier because, you ain't gonna move your mouse forever. You have not.
Basically,
you don't have an infinite desk. That's the
yeah.
that's
You don't
the
have
thing.
to. You don't have to keep scrolling your mouse or picking it up.
Exactly. So yeah, but when you're in flight assist, you don't need that, right? So with flight assist, relative is perfect, while absolute is perfect for flight assist on. So yeah, we kind of need that. So that'd be nice, really nice. But we'll see. Anyways,
Is there no hotkey commands you can swap back and forth?
Nope. There is no swapping to relative or absolute hotkey. There's no toggle button or any sort of a switch. Well, there is one for flight assist stuff. Regardless, right, so let's see. Yes, right. They actually mentioned that right now also the Super Cruise Assist will control your throttle. Well, you can turn it off, of course, that portion of the Super Cruise Assist. But hey, it's also kind of nice that they included, Super Cruise Assist, the throttle controller. So, hey.
Yeah, I kind of missed that, but run that by us, man.
So basically, when you activate Super Cruise Assist, there's a toggleable option to where it will automatically throttle to the blue zone, no matter what. That's basically it.
Oh. Okay. I was thinking it was going to be a little more involved.
No.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, it's just that. And Ardrix, hey, thanks for the bits on the Twitch side there. Appreciate it. Right. Anyways, so yeah, essentially, yeah, the Super Cruise Assist is not really that much. I mean, it is not an automatic go there thing, even though it would be kind of nice. The thing is, a lot of people tend to get really fucking angry, and then this has never just sort of gelled with me. Just why do you get angry when somebody uses an auto docker? It's like.
You would have.
Fine. I can understand
you
that.
You have no idea how much shade I get because I have a standard docking computer on the Imperial Annihilator. Be like, you have a Corvette. Why does it have a docking computer? And I was like, sometimes I don't want to dock.
Again, this is the mentality of the hardcore gamers. This is a common thing. I mean, at least we don't have fucking Dark Souls over here, right? So we wouldn't have any, just, easy mode is a garbage thing. But it's the same mentality. Just get good. Everyone has to get good.
Right.
So what? If the game has an easier mode, fuck it. Let them use it. You don't have to, sure. Well, there is an argument also that, yes, developer has validated the game so that it would make sense to sometimes even use the auto-docking and whatnot else, or that easier mode. Developer has spent time making it, that's true. But honestly, at this point, okay, even for Dark Souls, right? So easy mode wouldn't hurt it. Honestly, I don't think it would hurt it at all. And the same thing goes with the docking computer or a Super Cruise Assist, even if the Super Cruise would automatically get you to point A to B. I mean, sure, there would be less coding involved for the fucking for the cheaters who use fucking bots. That's true, but it's not like they don't have that already. Yeah. I shit you not. So
Two in the comments said, better an auto docker than an auto docker. Daka.
Well,
Yeah, that's true. Because can you imagine Frontier coming out with a combat assist module that would automatically track, that would automatically track your hostile targeted that you have?
Man.
You would just automatically put your gun.
I would just live in the comments if they did that.
All you have to do is learn how to control the throttle and then directional thrusters, and then you can finally use flight assist off.
That'd be great. I say go for it.
Yeah.
The comments would be worth it.
Well, what can I say? It's just, come on. Yeah, it's just fine. Somebody else gets out of the gameplay that is, well, frankly speaking, not that important anyways. Sure, docking and whatnot else, whatever. The point is, it's not that bad. People getting angry at that is just, no, come on, buddy.
Here's the thing.
How about we stop being elitist? And I know this is elite dangerous, but come the fuck on. Come the
Auto
fuck
dock,
on.
Auto dock, and Super Cruise Assist does nothing for making you money.
That is true. It actually is slower, by the way.
It is slower.
It's way slower.
Well, I don't use the docking computer. No, I don't use auto dock on the outside of the station. I never do because it gets clogged up. I only turn it on after I get inside the mail slot, and then I throttle down. Because for some reason,
to use it. Yeah.
Because for some reason, the docking computer can slow you down faster than you can slow your ship down normally. So I come in at full speed, throttle down, and then my ship goes whew, like it's got some kind of super space brake or something.
Okay.
That's true. That's how I use docking computer. I never use it from the outside of the station. I get through the mail slot and then I turn it on.
Well, okay, sure. Also, there's an interesting fact about auto dockers. The planetary landing code, whatever you want to call it, right? Essentially when the ship itself lands on a planet, when you recall it from your SRV, that one, when you're recalling it, does not get affected by anything. I once landed on a planet that was in the wake or the jet cone of a neutron star, right? Mm-hmm. There are a couple of planets like that, and it's super hard to land on them. I was landing there with my Vulture, and now when that Vulture got recalled, it landed like there's nothing affecting it. There's literally nothing affecting it. It just landed properly, smoothly, and fine. On the other hand, when you tell it to, leave, then it gets affected. So basically, the only time when the docking feature doesn't get affected by the physics or gravity or whatnot else is when it lands. It's pretty interesting, sort of a mini fact, but otherwise, the ship kind of would probably explode and the code would be kind of hard to make. Still, that's an interesting thing. And honestly, I would still not care if developers introduced a fucking auto-planet lander. In fact, that would help me land on many planets that are super bumpy as fuck on a super high, super large ship. That'd be super. Yeah?
Yeah, you crashed the ship when you in the video me and you did.
Shh.
Yeah, you can definitely use that.
You know not of this thing. No.
Oh.
Yamiks crashing a ship? No, couldn't be. No.
I don't know. I've seen your ability to dock. As long as you
screw you, meaning you have seen
it's
nothing.
Fine. No, it's like just in general, watching your streams, you're just like smack into the pad. You're like, yep, that's docking. My shield stayed up. It's fine.
Hey, man, I'm calling it right now.
As long as you have fucking shields, you can land the way you want. Doesn't matter how. So don't judge me.
Your shields will regenerate hella fast because you're docked.
Burger King landing.
That is true. That is
true. Hey, man, you know what? I'm calling it right now, man. AFK for ARCs. Everybody's going to be doing it.
AFK for ARCs. What do you mean by that exactly?
People going to be sitting on planets, walking away, and just letting their ARCs stack up. Until they,
okay. So you assume that the ARCs points will be accumulated by just simply being online. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
if
Here's-
that's the case, that'll pretty much happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's probably what I'm gonna do. Set my game back to mouse control. Set it to where it's on the top left side of the ship. Fill a cutter with nothing but internal slots for fuel, and then set it in Super Cruise away from the star, and then go AFK.
Hmm. Yeah. I
Just
Tika, you're
spiral
welcome
to
to
the
join in
edge
the
of a
voice as well,
system.
by the way. Anyways, oh gods, well, I suppose we can quickly move on to the fucking ARX points. Oh boy, fine. Well, folks, it's gonna get fun, so stay tuned. Let's explore the exploitative nature of Elite Dangerous, shall we?
Here we go.
It don't seem like. I mean, how's it exploitative? You getting
Oh,
free
oh,
stuff.
oh, oh!
Unless
I
you
have a
think where you
video
have to
coming
buy
for
a
that.
package
So
of credits,
I'm
then I can see.
I'm gonna tell you quickly, quickly in the stream eventually. But
Arxis.
right, let's first get the ARX Q&A thing on the screen real quick, and I'll read that thing. Oh boy, here it goes. Right. Right, here we go. We got the ARX Q&A. There's again, this thing is in news bullet thingamajig there. You can read that yourselves if you want. But anyways, what is ARX? Currency replacing Frontier Point. Blah blah blah. Who cares, right? Don't care. Carrying on. Let's see how to get ARX. Right, so you can earn by simply playing the game. Or ARX can be simply earned by playing the game. We won't ask commanders to change how they play simply by being active player, and engaging the game is all that's required. Oh my god, Mini, you're fucking right. They are just making it a timed... Oh, are you fucking kidding? This is... Okay, so Elite Dangerous, first of all, is a live service game. These live service games benefit, or rather just simply have this tendency to keep players engaged in any way possible. And in this case, not only we have fucking grind in Elite Dangerous to keep players constantly playing the fucking thing just to achieve something, but now we're gonna have just arbitrary timer to just keep them fucking accounts open so that they can report to their stupid investors, oh, look at how many people stay online constantly.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think of it that way. You're totally right.
That's what is happening.
People will be online so they can get their free paint jobs and be like, oh, there's a lot of people playing this game. It must be good. More people buy the game.
This is what TheYamiks calls artificially increased player retention. Because this is not a value gameplay that you're engaged in. This is just sitting there, masturbating probably.
Hang on, TheYamiks. Hang on. Look, you can get something for free that you couldn't before. All you have to do is play the game
I'll get to that
for
too,
like
Mini.
24 hours a week to get your 400 free ARX points a week.
First of all, let's go through the Q&A first, okay? I'll get to the fucking incentive as well, right? I mean, this is gonna get really pessimistic, folks, and I'm trying to put in as much comedy as I can in this thing and making it ridiculous, but if I were to be like, let's say, Obsidian or other creators who perhaps would, go on this a little bit more straight, this would be fucking grim. I'm sorry, but this is the only way I can make it even passable for, viewing and whatnot else. So, sorry to be real for a second there, but it has to be mentioned.
I want fake TheYamiks back.
Yeah. Let's get going then. What can I spend ARX on? Well, that's what they told us. The cosmetics and what else. Can I gift ARX or game extras purchased and blah blah blah? At this time, will not be possible to gift ARX or game extras purchased with ARX to other players. Oh, okay. Wait, what? So
no more gifting paint jobs?
What the fuck? Because previous. Is that exempt from going to Frontier store and gifting someone else, or rather putting in as a gift to X email, whatnot else? Or does that mean that any kind of a gifting is not possible?
It might be
Because
that any gifting
right
is
now,
not
right now,
possible.
you can actually gift someone a paint job or a shipskin or what and sell. I've been gifted a couple of things as well by generous, well, at this point, a couple of friends, indeed. The fucking Paroxysm gifted me the goddamn double spoiler thing on Type 10.
Type 10.
I
They got
fucking
a
hate
double
him and
spoiler
love
on it.
him. So, yeah. If gifting is not possible, then that's a... Aww. Well, maybe they'll answer with that a little bit later, but, well, let's carry on then. Right, let's see what else we got. Will ARCs replace Frontier Points? No one cares, aside from console people. But the answer is yes. Will ARCs replace credits? No, that's a virtual currency, and we're talking about, you know, in-game currency and the virtual currency. There's a distinction. Regardless, is Elite going free to play? No, we're currently not. We currently have no plans to change Elite Dangerous or to a free to play model. We'll get to that eventually. Trust me, folks. We'll get to that information a little bit later. Just hold on. Carry on. Can I spend ARCs on in-game items such as commodity materials? No, ARCs are spent on the game extras, blah, blah, blah. So essentially, what they're saying, ARCs points are for cosmetics and, you know, stuff like that. They're not there to influence the game in a pay-to-win way. Even though you could say that cosmetics are also inflicting some gameplay things, but never mind, carry on.
How do cosmetics change gameplay?
Oh, how do cosmetics change gameplay? In a functional way.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. There are those, well, there are multiple paint jobs, but let's just take the luminescent ones. The ones that brightly glow. Now, yeah, sure, in Elite Dangerous you have the whole targeting system and all that stuff. But even so, would you say that a ship that is bright as fuck wouldn't be easier to see than a ship that is not bright as fuck? A ship with, let's say, midnight paint job, you know, the completely black one. That's the point that I'm making. And also, well, not even mentioning that thing. Cosmetics impact both you and others' gameplay in a psychological way. They do affect.
That's a stretch, man.
No, that's not a stretch, my friend.
No. It is not a stretch. If you have not been with me when I activate the lag bomb, you do not know how bad you're.
No. Okay, so let's talk about cosmetics and how they work, right? So, the simple argument there is, would you play a game with high graphics if graphics meant nothing to you? Well, probably not. Reason why we as human beings are attracted to, you know, different looking things, brightly looking things, or shiny, or whatever else, is that changes our perception of the game universe, our own items, tools, and what else. This is why such things, again, even if that cosmetic or cosmetics in general do not affect you, guess what? There are so many fucking people that get both pleasure, appreciation, and even just, well, better gameplay because they have that cosmetic. There are people that get affected. Not even just like you and me that just simply like, oh, my ship looks just fine. They literally have way better time playing the game with certain type of cosmetic. And these are the people that often, these companies that sell microtransactions are affected, or rather targeting. See, that the haves and have-nots economy, though TheYamiks is not the best person to describe that. I hope the idea is clear there. See, you have to remember that. So, yeah, it does affect you. I'm sorry. Whatever DJ says or anyone else, cosmetics do affect your gameplay, even by just a little bit. That's why people buy them.
That if my ship doesn't look nice, I don't like buying it sometimes. Like, I have to make my ship look good before I undock.
That's a good example, yeah. Simple explanation,
man.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. That sounds a little thin to me, but
Okay,
Really?
I'll let y'all run with it.
look at
Let
it.
y'all
Look at
run
it
with
this way. I bought the ship kit for my Corvette because I wanted to round off the nose, get the bridge, and fill in some gaps on the hull. I got the white paint job for my Corvette because I wanted it to look like a Star Destroyer. I got both of those. I really liked my ship
Okay.
because it looks like that. And if
All
it was
right.
just a stock vet with that like metallic gray, yeah, okay. But now because it's white and it's all fleshed out, it looks great. And I really
Okay.
like the way my ship likes because of that. And it
Yeah, but
looks
what's
more
that
like
got to
a
do
Star
with the?
Destroyer.
What's that got to do with affecting your gameplay?
Your
It's
gameplay,
now
your
it is now
enjoyment. It affects your
yeah.
enjoyment of playing. The better skin you
And
have,
enjoyment
or
is
the more
subjective.
preferable
And
thing you have, the
Well,
more
yeah.
time you're gonna also spend playing the game. That is also an important thing that you must remember.
yeah, I think you guys are reaching here. You guys are grasping at straws. I
Fair
think
enough.
so, man.
If you don't think that's a thing that a lot of companies prey on, or rather use to prey on people, again,
Yeah, absolutely.
haves
But
and
you gotta-
have-nots economy. You can take a look at that. There are also multiple studies, in fact, have been made about that whole thing, and it is a serious issue. So I don't know about just scoffing it off, but fair enough.
I will
Suppose
directly
we're-
say that like I have seen someone else ship and go, wow, that looks really good. What paint job is that?
That's
Yeah.
exactly yep.
But I
So
don't. Yeah,
yeah.
that's- I think we're just gonna run in a circle here. So,
Okay.
Fair enough. Let's carry on.
let's
Let's carry
agree to
on.
disagree.
We have differing opinions. That's cool. Doesn't mean
Yep.
that one of us is right and one of us is wrong. It's just differing opinions.
True.
Well,
Some
carrying
dudes
on
say that the
then.
darker the ship, the more arcs required.
Nah.
There's
Black-
you
black
laugh.
paint job is
See,
gonna be
you
10,000
laugh, but
arcs.
ask me why do not skins like the let's say the tactical pack that is currently available not cost the same as let's say this equal amount of differently more brightly looking skins or something like that. Why is there such a difference? There's also the economics
Demand.
about it, because people enjoy different things, and of course because there are more people that enjoy specific thing, the price goes up. Pure and simple.
The Frontier store is going to be crazy once fleet carriers drop and they start coming out with paint jobs.
We'll see about that. But anyways, carrying on. Then on the Faku thingamajig. Will the team be doing anything to improve the quality of paint jobs? Actually, yes, we've been making improvements to paint job render system. So essentially, they're just improving the textures and all the other things as well. So that's kind of nice to see, at least here, right? Is there anything else? Do I need Xbox Gold, PlayStation Plus to earn or purchase ARCs on console? You'll not require Gold or Plus to earn. Will reward for missions change because of ARCs? No, rewards from missions will not be adjusted with the introduction of ARCs. Okay, so that's kind of also an interesting side note. Let's see. Let's see. We'll be able to purchase. Oh, right. Actually, there's a good question. Will it be possible to purchase paint jobs, etc., directly with money? ARCs will be the only accepted currency for game extras, cosmetics, and whatnot else.
And they're going to make those ARCs packs like more than you need or slightly less than you need.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the thing that I remember Xbox back in the day had that, where you had to buy packages of currency.
Yeah,
So you can
that's
have
the
that
virtual
leftover
currency
chip that you never spend.
strategy too. It's a simple yet very effective marketing. Pure and simple.
Yeah.
Again, this is all about marketing we're going to be talking about, so this is not going to be very much fun, unfortunately, but no. Anyways, Dev Dingo, hey, nice to see you as well there.
Hey, I thought
finally,
I'd
sorry,
stop and
didn't
say
notice.
good day. No, you're busy. Keep going. I don't want to interrupt.
Actually, while we have you, the tutorial thoughts, just a quick bunch of thoughts. Any comments?
Yeah, I can give you my summary of what I've seen from today. and this is pretty much a summary from the PvP community as a whole.
That'd be nice
Just
to
an
know.
overview.
Okay, fine. A
The
representative.
new
yes.
tutorials, they have a worrying lack of information or good advice to them. That's the summary of that.
Okay. Didn't the previous tutorial have even less information?
Yes, they're getting worse.
Really?
They're, I mean, from what I can tell, they're just not giving good advice. They're not, they need to hire people that actually know how to play the game and know, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's terrible. The tutorials
All
are
right,
terrible.
all right. Let's assume not a lot of people here knows what you mean by that, but I have a suspicion on a couple of things. But just give an example, just for the sheer fun of it. Just an example where the bad advice is being given to you.
Well, they're not teaching anyone how to, they need a tutorial to teach how you, to submit to an interdiction instead of fighting when it's a player. You know what I mean? In high weight pip systems.
That's not an advice.
Basics
Sorry,
like
no,
that,
that's not exactly what.
Yeah,
you need to teach people to survive outside of the starter systems against players, and they don't do that. They just give bad advice. They don't give any outfitting advice either in the tutorials, which I reckon they should be.
Okay, yeah, the open survival guide. Fine, it's a fine idea.
I'm
but
talking about just a basic outfitting, non-engineered when you're new. By the way,
okay.
By that comment,
I would say that during the flight training, during the combat portion where they had the unshielded, the shielded, and then the combat version of the Sidewinder, they didn't mention pit management at all.
Yes, that's something else that we all noticed. There was not one mention of pit management, which is one of the most important things in combat, as you all know, whether you're PvE or PvP.
Wasn't that just one part? Like, I imagine they're going to have several parts to the.
That's going to be the whole. That's no.
That was the whole change.
Tutorial.
That was the whole new tutorial. They didn't mention any more than that. So that'll be the whole thing. Just what you saw on the stream is, the whole thing, apparently.
It's like undock.
To be honest,
fly through rings.
Looks like, to me, cool explosions, on the mega ship. So, look at the explosions when you're new. It's going to look good. The starter systems look good anyway because they're inbuilt.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it really sucks players in to play for that over 1 hour, so they can't refund it once they find out because, it sucks you in, basically. And then after a week or two of playing, most people quit. And they know that. So that's why they're doing this, how they're doing it, to make it look better than what it actually is. To a lot of people, that is. Not everybody. I've got over 4,000 in the game. I still play constantly.
That's how the refund policy works? You play for an hour and that's a wrap?
Yeah, if you play for
in Steam,
over
actually,
an hour
it's 2 hours.
Steam,
in Steam, it's 2 hours.
Is it 2 hours now?
Yep.
Okay.
It's 2 hours. It's always been.
It used to be an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say that's diabolical hour-long tutorial.
Actually, Dig, you would be surprised how many fucking trash, essentially clone garbage crap is being pushed on Steam, and how many of them actually have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you would be
it's
surprised.
easy to rack up past that refund time, no matter in what game, but Elite especially, just because you can sit at the dock and just look at things for that whole time, really. I mean, you guys know how easy that is. Goes quick. Just to summarize my thoughts on the arcs, I think it's a real insult that to all the players, a huge insult that they're maxing out 400 per week to earn in game. That's just insulting.
Oh, we'll get to that. So we'll get to that. Actually,
Yeah, I
you
was
know
wondering,
what?
does anybody
Fuck
know
it,
how much
let's
stuff
get
is
to
gonna cost?
that. Give me a second, I'll put it on the screen so everyone can see.
And just quickly before you get to that, if I may add,
Yes.
the new docking computer is the one thing that we all like as Yankers, because it slows the ships way down compared to the docking computer that's in game right now.
And the current
So
docking computer
if
just
you're-
goes
you're
up
in
to
an
100
anarchy-
meters a second. So it goes up to
Yeah,
that,
it comes down to 50 now
Oh,
on the yeah, it's
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's easier at an anarchy station.
So yeah,
It
you
helps
can't
us
even
gankers
suicide yourself
people
on
to
it.
death,
And yeah,
is
you
what I'm
can't
getting at.
even push them past that amount. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
All right, fair
yeah.
enough, fair enough.
So yeah,
That's why I
all right.
settled down after I get to the
Get
main
on the
quest.
arcs, Yamiks. Let's hear
boy,
what
times.
get on to your
Oh,
arcs. This is going to be good.
Right, so let's get to the arcs. So the values, but before we go into values, we'll just get to that in just a bit. So virtual currencies, in-game virtual currencies in many games have been a thing of for the last 10 years or so. The answer why they are being used instead of actual currencies, let's say rather ask yourself, why is a gaming company not implementing, let's say, a real-life monetary one-to-one to an in-game, currency, what it tells, digital credit, if you will, with just with the name of British pounds or euro or American dollar, right? Why not just display just you pay $1, you get $1 in game, right? Pure and simple. Why not implement that? Because every country has its own currency and whatnot else. Well, that's part of it. But the reason why oftentimes you see these differently named currencies, these so-called premium currencies in games, is simple: to distract you, to obfuscate the real value of what they actually are, how much they cost. To just simply hide the real value, and also hide how much you are spending on something. So would you be, let's just not take these arcs points as a example. Let's just say in Elite Dangerous, we have elite points or something like that essentially are, a skin in Elite would cost, let's say, 153 points. And you can get bundles of $5, which will give you 100 points. Now, can you quickly calculate how much that one skin for 153 points would cost? Well, I'll give you a minute. But the point is that every time you see these points being used, the company is betting, well, rather just pretty much be certain that you ain't gonna waste your time to calculate how much each thing costs. You're not gonna be essentially going out there and calculating for every time you spend that something. That's the thing. They are just essentially relying on you, not to care about the value, and of course eventually just forget that you actually spent it. And that's a very common tactic, in fact. It's hey, you can watch whatever fucking modern game industry talk or whatnot else, a presentation by the scum of the fucking earth, the stupid assholes that are running this microtransaction garbage stuff, present tactics how to exploit the people, and this is one of them. This is one way to just fucking siphon money out of you without you knowing it. It's a psychological fucking attempt at just literally, grabbing as much as they can, or enticing you to give them as much as as much as you can, essentially. So there is that. So that is the first thing, of course. And as Minnie previously mentioned a little while back, if Minnie, you want to take the floor and
You gotta remind me what I mentioned.
the whole
week?
not enough monopoly monies.
Yeah, pretty much. So now looking at this purchase cosmetic conversion chart, $4 for 5,000 arcs. $4 is the average cost of a pack of paint jobs. So if it's 5,000 arcs, let's do some math real quick. Does that mean I'm going to have to wait 10 and a half weeks to get a 6-pack of paint jobs?
If you want it for
Okay, that wasn't exactly your point. What I was hinting there, okay, that was a failure at the segue there.
I had no lead to follow. You're just like, hey, mention this thing you did half an hour ago. I got shitty memory, man.
God,
it's not engineering. If it's not engineering and it's more than 5 minutes ago, I'm gone.
Okay, fine, Minnie. Fine, I'll reiterate. So Minnie previously mentioned essentially that a company would sell packs of, let's say, 800 and 300 points. But a skin would cost, let's say, 400 or 500. So you have to either buy that one pack that costs more and still have leftover points, or 2 packs and still have leftover points. So either A, you're going to be overspending. Well, in any case, you're going to be overspending and then having extra points left over. These extra points, in turn, will also psychologically entice you, especially now that you can earn ARX points. That will constantly increase. And eventually, you're going to be going either A, you're going to wait until you get enough points to spend that excess points that you have left, or just buy some more shit and then have even more left over and more, and it never stops.
Yeah, at some point you're just gonna abandon what you got left over.
Yeah. And no consumer oftentimes it's a consumer thing never to, just leave something on the table. We as consumers always have been, going after, the best deal or the best way to spend things and the most, for the least amount. Well, now you have a little bit left, so there's a value in that, and I don't want to just, leave it. So I might as well just buy some more points. So
do you find it also odd that the amount that you buy the arcs for is not in like nice round numbers? It's like $4, $7, $13, $19. 40.
Really?
Yeah, it's $4. It's $7. It's $13. It's okay. I'm gonna post. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the link real quick in my Discords. There you go. In the general, take a look at that. It's an interesting state of affairs, of course. These numbers are also obviously calculated for a specific thing, and in this case, obviously they haven't gone for the main currency of purchase as dollar or euro. They've aligned it for the fucking British pound, which is garbage, by the way, but that's just my opinion. No, but seriously though, being a British company, they are aligning it for the fucking British pound. I don't fucking know why, but, well, they have their own values. Of course, the 0.99 is also a very old fucking tactic in economics. So
sales tactic.
That's in of itself is already just made to entice you a little bit. That's a whole different story. You can read many studies about how effective that fucking thing actually is. You'd be surprised. But that aside, whatever. These points essentially are, well, again, made in, better yet, also the virtual premium so-called currencies are made to showcase you the quote-unquote better deal. So the more you spend, the better deal you get. So what do they care how much you spend? The more you spend, whatever. They don't really care how much you get. That's the thing. Remember, currently we are dealing with the software. In software, you can copy and paste things without losing any money. Ever. Copying and pasting in software does not cost anything. So the skins and the review copies and whatever other digital goods that you ever could get, either as a content creator like myself with review copies, or, well, skins and whatnot else and so on and so forth, these cost them nothing. It's not a physical good that they have to ship and do the logistics for and whatnot else. It doesn't cost them nothing. So they can just copy and print money. That's what it is.
That model's worked great for Star Citizen. They're like, here's a JPEG, give us money.
That's a
You'll be able to fly it eventually.
brilliant example. Thank you. So that is a thing as well. But yeah, essentially the reason why there's let's see, what's the conversion rate? Give me a second calculator. Right, so for fuck's sakes, let's see. We got 5,000. Right, so £3 for 5,000 points. So let's divide 5,000 by £3, and you get about 1,666 whatever points, you know, for £1. Now, let's see if you convert £1 to the best deal they have, the 85,000 ARX points. So that's 85. Hold on. Let's see.
I think it's 95
points divided by
£50,
and you get. Oh my God, they are actually consistent. They're not even giving you a better deal the more you spend.
No, it's 85 plus 15k.
Oh my God,
so that's 100,000.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Wow.
It's 85 plus 15k, so it's 100,000 ARX. You have to do extra math.
Okay. Now the thing is, okay, so for £1 on the lowest deal, you get 1,666 points. On the best deal, you get 1,700 points per pound. I'm just. Usually when companies, you know, offer better deal bundles and so on and so forth, you usually get at the highest end compared to the lowest end, you get twice as many points by spending, you know, not quite as much money, right? So yeah, it just scratch. I don't even know what their math is on this one, but regardless, apparently it works for them. So, and it will work, regardless. Yeah. So it's it's just. Well, what else there is to be said? It's exploitative. It psychologically will try to exploit you and try to get as much money out of you as possible. That's simple. And of course, the fact that you get 400 points a day, a week. Actually, we can transfer this right now in the skins. Give me a second. Frontier Store. Right, so let's go to Frontier Store and open up a, let's say a skin. Let's say a skin costs, fuck it, let's just take a Vibrant pack, right? So there are 6 skins, it costs £3, so one skin should cost, my math is bad. It should cost 50 pence, right? So it should cost 50 pence. Right, so 50 pence, you know, you can calculate that in ARX points. Oh gods, right, 0.5 times 1, there we go. Okay, to get one skin, you will need 833 points, give or take. Yeah, 800 and change. Well, LuTTK, thanks for becoming a subscriber on the Twitch side. Actually, it should be for 3 months in a row. Dude, thank you very much. Right, the skins. So one skin will, relatively speaking, cost about 800 and extra points, ARX points. So you will need 2 fucking weeks No, wait. You need 3 weeks because guess what? Every week you get 400 only, right? So
And if you
it's
need 850,
so 3 weeks you get one lousy, shitty looking skin. And not the good ones for a ship kit, which costs £8. Let me just 800 times.
It's very insulting to the player base.
You don't say it. It certainly is.
Yeah, exactly.
so basically,
Yeah.
if you grind power play for 4 weeks, you can get a new paint job and maybe weapons.
Okay. So to oh gods, to essentially get a fuck me. To get a ship kit, right? Ship kit costs about £8, right? So we almost have an £8, the price tag here, right? So it's a £10. Fine, fuck it. Let's say it's a £10 minus something, right? So it's still 16,800. So how long do you need to play, or how often you need to fucking play Elite Dangerous in order for a free? You're not even a free-to-play player. You're a goddamn paying customer first and foremost. Remember, folks, Elite is a premium game. Elite, you paid already. You already paid to play Elite Dangerous. And what the game does is put forth both exploitative and borderline fucking customer unfriendly tactics to just extort even more fucking money out of you. Do you think this is good? This is what I don't understand about people who said that the developers.
If it was free to play, at least
be
a
okay.
minimum base game. Yeah.
If Elite would be free to play,
that'd be
I
fine.
would be okay. The thing is, a free to play
agree.
game, you know up front that it's a deal where the game is free to play forever. You can do whatever you want with it, and the game will essentially incentivize you to, for you to actually pay for it. That's
Only
simple.
if it's
That's
a good game
simple
and you
deal.
enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. You can pay if you enjoy it, and that's
Exactly.
a clear, fair deal. Depends on the deal, of course, but the point is,
it's a proven good model for a lot of companies too.
PlanetSide 2 is still going strongly.
War
Warframe,
Thunder,
not to mention
Warships.
War. Yeah, exactly.
Warframe.
They are free to play games, and yet, Elite Dangerous, a premium game that you paid already, advertises you on top of that. Do you find that a wonderful deal?
The launch screen is like, hey, look, ship cosmetics every time you go to log in.
Of course, that's an advertisement as well. Do you actually think that, I paid good money for this thing, and now I'm gonna get even more advertisements in front of me? No. Okay, fine. If you are a person that says, okay, these, cosmetics don't affect me at all. I don't care about them. I'm not gonna ever buy them. Fine. Guess what? They're not for you. They're not targeted at you or person like you. What they are targeting are people that are perhaps a bit more susceptible on that front. People that even may have problem spending, They are trying to exploit people, especially any company that sells a no hands down maximum amount of, things for money, like, expansion or whatnot else. The microtransactions, essentially. These people, these companies are preying on whales and hoping to get whale spenders. It's disgusting. I've been saying this fucking thing forever. Microtransactions in Elite Dangerous never should have been. Yes, they're nice to have, but at what kind of a price they come? Well, lo and behold, we have even more exploitative measures coming your way. Enjoy, folks. Was this the money that you spent in Kickstarter to get a game like this? To get a deal like this?
At the end of the day, you don't have to buy any.
You don't have to buy it, sure. Again, but they are not targeting you as a person. You don't have to buy it. Sure.
I feel like YamiKs is over there with his bow tie undone, his hair messed up.
Yes. It feels like it, doesn't it?
He's 3 or 4 buttons down on his shirt so he can cool down from all the rage.
It it it's just sad. And of course, Elite Dangerous is not the worst game with microtransactions in them or virtual currencies in them. There are worse cases. But the fact is that in current days gaming industry, we as consumers, well, I'm roughly speaking generally, right? We have accepted the fact that once you pay good money for something, there'll be more incentives for you to spend even more. The microtransactions have been accepted. The fucking cosmetics have been accepted. The fucking loot boxes, well, not anymore, but used to be even accepted by certain folk as well. Even to this day are. So it's just the way the times have changed and the way companies keep on pushing the shit in our faces. There has to be some sort of pushback. It's not by me, but by someone else.
It's coming at us at a weird time. It would be different if this came like after the big update, but in a year where we've had pretty much nothing except for the new docking computer and a new Super Cruise Assist, it's kind of weird to throw out this thing right now instead of some content.
I was really hoping personally that they were going to announce like some major bug fixes at the end of the stream, take 5 minutes or even 1 minute, and announce like the sling launch fighter lag bug has been fixed.
Yeah,
at least something like that. But nothing, no mention of anything like. Or
surprise mechanics.
Yeah.
You want to get depressed even more,
no,
folks?
I'm sorry. Elite has enough surprise mechanics. You never know when you're going to disconnect.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Surprise! Lost connection to server. That's surprise mechanics. Look at that. It's already built into the game. You're welcome. # fix your shit frontier.
There is even more depressing things also about Elite. Yeah. But, anyways.
Please tell me they're not planning on taking open play away, because that's the only.
No.
Okay. Thank God.
There will be probably way more outcry for that. But the thing is, right now, Elite Dangerous is taking time off, or rather, it's not taking time off. They're taking away most of their team members to work on the next big expansion, probably about Space Legs and building, because there was a leak about that too. But that's just a leak, mind you. That's just a leak. Regardless, they, probably are arguably working on that stuff or whatever 2020 update is about. And the B team, the 25% of the, the 100 people, staff or so, is
the
working on the update.
100 devs.
It's not mythical. I would believe that there are plus minus, 100 developers working on Elite. I completely believe that, because that's a normal number, really. The thing is, it's just that, well, whatever they are doing right now, most of the best devs are working on the upcoming things. And what is left is working on, well, these measly updates. Well, some of them good, some of them bad. But the thing is, right now, it's a maintenance phase, and, a lot of us can imagine 100 better things to, give even those 25 workers to work on and fix or change or improve. I personally would say we need a whole rebalance on engineering. We need rebalance on weapons. We need rebalance on weapons. I mean, ships, sorry. But the thing is, instead of that, Frontier as a company, it's depressing to think, but in past have really not gone back to fix or change anything that hasn't been borderline broke.
Yeah. Well, just think about this for a minute. We were thinking about this today. How many years it's been since they first come out with this game, and they're putting in these tutorials now?
Oh, I don't.
Think about-
I do
just
not
think
begrudge
about
them
that
for putting in
for a
a new tutorial. I
Look at
do
it
not
this way.
begrudge them for that.
So
Or you're just saying it's a little late.
Not
In a way,
necessarily.
sure, but
Well,
Yeah,
it's
in
better
a-
late than never, but
Or overdue, rather.
it tells you
Yeah.
where their priorities are. You know what I mean?
no,
If
I
you
mean
think about it.
it's actually not too late. In fact, I would say that putting in a new tutorial right now, or at least today, maybe next year, not else, whatever, doesn't matter. Right now, putting in a new tutorial is the only fucking positive thing that I can't get enough of. That I still love, and I will be positive about that fucking thing forever at this point. But
Well,
the thing is,
I'll tell you what. Since these new tutorials have been coming out the last year and a half or whatever, Yamiks, I've seen a lot more people getting ranking up a lot quicker, getting bigger ships because of the easy money here and there, and
yeah.
the tutorials are not helping them survive. I'll tell you that.
You know who's helping them survive? We are. Us. We are the magic
there's
makers.
a different.
Look
Not
at
when
it
I'm
this way.
around.
You can
I'm making them blow up.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
That is very true.
Sure, you can be, salty, or you can be, whatever about the whole open play and all that stuff. And there is something to be said about, the online play and the way it is completely different from an PvE type of a gameplay, right? And all that. But you can never prepare your player to be, expecting, whatever is in open play, because it's always changing, because it's always different. So not training your players to survive that, it's whatever. Honestly,
There's a lot
in
of
my
basics.
in my opinion, it's impossible to fully
they
prepare
could be
anyone.
teaching with tutorials that will help them down the road. There
Sure,
is
you could add
basics that-
them. Yeah. There are
Yeah.
plenty of things you
Yeah.
can do, sure, but honestly,
That's all I'm saying, and that's coming from
it doesn't take
someone who
priority in my
shoots
book, honestly.
everything that I come across. So I'd like to see people better prepared, is what I'm saying, and yeah.
Sure, yeah, there is definitely something to be said, but I actually like what they did with the whole tutorial right now as well. See, the old tutorial it was lacking tremendously to even introduce the player with the general vibe, the general feel of the game, without interrupting the player with the whole, this simulation is ended, now pick another simulation, and the player is like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? So to have it one uninterrupted thing is a good thing. There you go.
Yeah.
There's that.
Everything's
but
included in
remember
one
that
tutorial. That is nice.
the reason why they are actually putting out the new tutorials out, the new player improvements, are being put in front of us after 6 years of, the game being alive, is that in 2020 there is a new massive update. There's the new consoles coming out, and obviously the Elite Dangerous is gonna be on them, so it would make sense to introduce some, new player things, to introduce the next generation of players to this, interesting game, if nothing else. So having tutorials being, put in place beforehand is a smart decision for, this period of time where there aren't really that many, developers working on the thing. So that move is a decent one. I fully support it. No problem on that side. But yeah, the microtransactions and the virtual currencies, that's a whole different fucking story. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Still, the thing is that the game is, I still don't really understand why they haven't gone back to fix the game, why they haven't really gone and changed the things that are clearly broke, multi-crew, CQC, and other things.
Wings, instancing.
Instancing is a massive undertaking. It's a massive undertaking, and it's
Yes,
not
it
easy
is.
to do.
Yes, it is.
Are you a
I agree.
programmer? Okay. Oh wait, no, never mind. You okay?
He said,
For a second.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I agreed that it's a massive undertaking,
Yeah,
and they'd have to rewrite.
With the B team, you
probably
literally
start from
can't do it.
scratch,
You need
their coding
it's
and
a
stuff,
whole
but-
integral part of the game, and I doubt it will ever improve to even acceptable levels because of
No,
how
it's just
deeply
wishful
rooted
thinking.
it is. Yeah, I mean, instancing as much as we hate it and all that stuff, unfortunately, is probably not going to change that much. Again,
But like you
it's
mentioned
too deep.
earlier, Yamiks, I totally agree. This year would have been the perfect year for FDev to fix a lot of bugs that have been around for years, and a lot of bugs that have been around since the last update last year, and bugs that have come in this year. Would have been the perfect year for that. Would have been the perfect year to do some rebalancing on weapons and
Essentially,
ships
this
as
year
well.
would have been perfect for, well, maintenance, quality of life improvements.
Exactly. Mhm.
That's what I've been always saying. I would have just loved to have a year of nothing but quality of life improvements. You know how much I would love to
Everybody
see
would
ships
love
being
that.
rebalanced, especially the fucking
Yeah.
power play being changed, or the engineering especially being changed. Because for fuck's sakes, have you seen how bad the shield boosters are with engineering? They're insane.
I've been a PvPer. I've did everything else in the game too. I'm triple elite. I've been around forever. Yes, I agree. Like a lot of things need to be balanced and changed. So yeah.
And yeah, it's just it begs the question: why do we need constantly new things? The cycle of Elite Dangerous development, the way Frontier has their quote-unquote mandates or a schedule for their teams, has always baffled me. I never understood why they prioritize so fucking hard on just pushing out new and new and new and new content, never really going back to fix the old ones. That's the baffling part that I don't understand. Is really the new content that good that it's worth basically making a half-assed crap constantly? I'm mostly referring to fucking multi-crew, of course, here, but there are a few other things that also really smell of just not
never had a
enough
problem
time
with
to polish
multi-crew,
it, not enough time to make it, or just pure and simple, oh, we had this idea, let's just put it in and forget about it. Let's just work on the next fucking thing, because schedule is, or Adam Woods, the producer, is just whipping us. Because, well, that's sort of the task of producer. He makes sure that everything is on a schedule. So
Multi-crew is heavily bugged by server disconnects and game crashes.
Multi-crew is just... I mean, I talked with developers. I literally talked one-on-one with developers in LaveCon, the ones that grunts on the ground and what does. The things that they hear about, things, and also, just generally speaking, multi-crew is a big issue. Even when you don't have them say that directly to you. You can feel every time you mention, multi-crew is shit and whatnot else. You literally can visibly and just personally feel just dying a little inside every time that word is uttered. Multi-crew. So yeah, that's one of the things. Of course, there are a few other things that, in large terms, are causing issues and other things.
Funny thing is, the only use I've found for multi-crew lately is when I go to sell like 500 something tons of paynite, and I'm like, hey, anyone want trade profits? But I'm not out there. Jump in my ship. What? Multi-crew works.
Yeah, good for that.
Multi-crew is also good for just showing, things for your
Showing
friends. When
things. Yeah, I've shown people Thargoids that never seen them. Like this
cool.
one friend of mine who's 73 years old from Texas, and he never even knew Thargoids were in the game. And this was just earlier this year. Yeah, and he's been playing since Horizons came out.
He's been living under a rock there.
Bag A. I would have never seen Sajay had it not been for multi-crew.
Ditto.
Yeah, exactly. Multi-crew's good for that. For showing people things they normally would never ever see in the game, you know.
Yeah.
But it could be good for a lot of other things, as you all know, if they actually wanted to
If they
do the
actually
work to
polished
it.
even existing features and not have it crash every umpteenth fucking time you try to use it,
Mhm.
even if that was a thing, you know, yeah, fuck it, that I wouldn't be complaining, but it's broken even on its own terms.
Yeah, and
I'm
it
not
always
complaining
has
about
been
what
since
hasn't been
release.
added to
That's
it.
a
It's just
shame.
it's broken.
Yeah.
I'm every time I get to show Elite Dangerous to someone I don't know, or you know, someone that would perhaps like to play the game, every time I'm just like, and then there's multicrew. Don't ever play it. You'll tank me. Let's carry on. That's how embarrassed I am for Frontier, for their just shit work. Well, I understand multicrew was not an easy thing to make. There's just a lot of things going in it, and the way it's designed and whatnot else. But again, it just feels like a thing that wasn't ready when it launched and still isn't. It needed a lot more work. Still
Anyway,
does.
I'm bounce. But,
Yeah. Actually,
I think
you know,
we've
it's been an
milked
hour and a
this
half in the
dry.
stream, so let's just summarize real quick. So, yeah, that'll be it, because there's not much else to say beyond, you know.
Okay, so I'll cover arcs. New arc system. We're going to really have to check up on those prices to see if they're worth more or not than what they currently are in the Frontier store. But so far, the pricing seems pretty predatory, as per
By
usual.
my calculations, one skin, the cheapest of skins from the cheapest of bundles, would cost about 800 plus some change arcs points. And considering that each week you can get 400, you'll need 3 weeks just to get one shitty ass skin.
So I did the math. If it's 16,000 arcs for a ship kit, that's
Yes,
42 weeks of gameplay.
42. That's more than a year of constant playing. Are you happy? Oh, also, there was another thing about the arcs points. The fact a lot of people were happy about us being able to earn arcs points in the game, and we could exchange things for those arcs points. That's so awesome! Yeah, everyone was so happy. But then there's also the fact that, just like I mentioned, when you have leftover arcs points in your account, you are incentivized, regardless, to just go and either buy some more to buy that skin, whatever else, or exchange it for a skin. And once you do, I'll use a drug reference here, and yes, I'm gonna go that extreme, but it's a free first hit. That's what the free arcs points are. That's what the gameplay earned arcs points are. Free fucking first hit.
Yeah, sales strategy.
Literally, that's what it is. So
well, maybe people will be able to get engine colors and weapon colors at least relatively easily. So maybe that's a bonus.
We'll see about that.
I did like, actually, I forgot about was when you're in the hangar and you can actually see your thruster colors now. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the livery changes were decent,
yeah,
but again, that whole thing is motivated by just showcasing cosmetics, and showcasing cosmetics means you're going to be buying them. So
more sales technique, but I did like it though. I'm just trying to be positive.
It's designed well. It's designed at least well, even if it is with insidious, sort of a motif. It's at least designed well. Can't fault them for that, so I don't know. Anyways, anything else about arcs?
That's it.
Other than the 400 max a week,
you got some arcs for me, man.
Very insulting to the player base.
You got some arcs.
That's all I have, Dad.
Well, another thing that's going to be interesting, since we're still on the subject, is I do want to bring it up again, is that they did say in the thread regarding arcs is that you will not be able to gift anything
you
cosmetic to
can't
other
gift
players,
arcs
whereas
points
now-
or items bought by arcs points.
Now you can, because you're paying cash for it. You can send someone a coupon or a code or something for it. But after the update, maybe they'll
today
implement
you
something
can do
afterwards.
it. Once they introduce arcs points, gifting, I'm not sure whether or not you can't gift at all, or you just simply can't gift at all. I don't know. Yeah. It was unclear whether or not you could still do that after the update, but I'll say just no. Just to be on the safe side. I don't know. So yeah, it's a confusing mess in a way, but we'll soon find out. I mean, it comes out in less than.
At least you know, like, instantly when you go to dock or log out or whatever, you have a direct summary of how many arcs you get from your current gameplay.
Yeah. So let's see. We covered arcs. We covered library. Tutorial thoughts. Quick thoughts.
They need to cover pit minute. Well, it's, keep in mind, you've got, I would guess, at least a few years of game experience, and that comes with knowing all the bits and bobs about thruster control and throttle management, pit management, and all that stuff. If you're looking at this from a point of view or someone just coming into the game, you don't want to hit them with an EVE Online level of a learning curve. I mean, as is, if you're looking at the game from a fresh player's perspective, it's still a lot to take in, even if they kind of spoon feed it to you. There's going to be people that take way too long to complete the tutorial. So it's not like they can cram every little tidbit in. And by the time it's like, hey, you know how to navigate, you know how to dock, you know how to go forwards, backwards, up, down, you know how to target, you know how to swap fire groups.
But just no mention of pips. Like, they could have just thrown that in there. I mean, they're having you shoot at things.
I am more concerned about teaching the player to understand the UI and the menus and how to navigate them as a priority than pips.
That's a good
and
point
things.
too.
So yeah, how about we do that first? So I'm more for that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
They know we do those videos for everybody anyway.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too. But, well, okay. Relying on video content outside of your game as a tutorial is a retarded fucking idea, and space engineers should never do that.
Hey, look how much of the rest of the game has to be looked up third party.
Space engineers, yes, that game actually has its official quote-unquote tutorial on fucking YouTube. There are some scenarios, that's true, they are really neat, but no real tutorial in-game, which is stupid. Anyways, that's a different topic. That's what not to do.
Warframe, press WASD,
game is
control
like
space, shift, and left click, right click, and E, and you win.
I don't really have much to say about this. There was nothing to really move me. So,
there are both super positive and super negative things. Nothing in between for me.
Yeah,
I got one major thing that I did like out of this.
The throttle.
Yes, the slowing down for the docking computer at Anarchy Systems will help us griefers at Anarchy stations ran people to death a lot easier.
Here's the thing: not everyone likes PvP.
Exactly, and not everyone.
I'm not. That's why I said you guys. It isn't something for you guys and most of your viewers, but for me personally, that's something that I like.
Yeah. Did they really slow it down to 50 meters a second?
Yes.
That is not a beautiful thing right there. It's not even a lateral move. They're going backwards with that.
Maybe that's why I keep seeing belugas getting stuck sideways in the docking port nowadays.
Oh, that's so annoying. Oh.
The easiest fix is simple. Increase the size of the fucking mail slot. Come on.
Just a couple extra meters. That's all.
Exactly.
Get a speculum in there. Widen it up a bit.
just use that prostate expander thingamajig, whatever they called it. Probably a dildo, whatever. Yeah, beluga is a space dildo anyways. I don't know.
We need a giant square dildo to increase the size of the mail slot.
It's not a stream if Yamiks didn't bring up dildos.
This
That is
beluga,
true. That
this
is
beluga
true.
in this Type 10 is too tight. I can't get it in.
On that note,
got
I'm about
stuck.
to fly. I'm about to fly. I'll holler at y'all later, Bane.
All right, that
Catch
was
you
Dig
later,
That,
man.
folks. So
You
if
have
you
a
don't
good
know
night or
him,
day.
you can take a look at his work on YouTube's wonderful creator. So there's that. Then today's guests were also Dev Dingo, yes, a griefer piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm one of them griefer pieces of shit from SDC. So
He's an
hate me all you want.
unwilling
It's all
content
good.
creator is what you are, sir.
Well, I throw up a video here and there, as not as much as I used to, but
You stream more, or do you not do that anymore?
I don't. No, not no more. Just log on and kill people and log off, and once in a while make a video that I think would be kind of funny.
I got a question for you, Death.
Yeah.
When you see someone docking with auto dock at 50 meters a second, do you go, here's another target I can violate by ramming into him at maximum velocity?
If I'm in a
I think you didn't get the joke there.
Yeah.
I think I broke him. Yes.
I'm not prejudiced. Like, I love it.
Yeah, okay. It's confirmed. Death thinks like Herbert the pervert before he kills someone. It's been confirmed.
Right. And finally, we have Minnie, a wanker that hasn't released a fucking video, proper one, in a little while, though there was one.
What?
There was one.
337.31 light year jump, sir. I just did that.
Minnie's the PvE engineering, like just insane grinding god for PvE engineering. It's unreal how much engineering you've done.
I hit 10,000 rolls this week.
I know PvPers that have did as much or more engineering than you, but for PvE, you're I don't know anyone who's done any more than you. So
yeah, it is pretty insane and all. So yeah, and those that don't know me, I just watch my videos. That should tell you all about all I am and all that stuff. Regardless, so this was a rather mini stream and whatnot else. So not saying it was Minnie's stream. It was a mini.
Anytime you put mini in the title, I'm gonna just have to jump in and be like, "Oh, he's doing a mini stream. I gotta show up."
All right.
Kind of I didn't plan on being in here, but I seen you guys in here, and
I usually do a post dev stream type of stream.
Wanted to say hi to you anyway, Yamiks. It's been a long time, so I figured I'd pop in and
All right. Well, anyways, that aside, well, all I can say is, I guess, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to, tell Frontier that they shouldn't sell microtransactions for their fucking $60 game. Well, it used to be $60. But yeah, expansion. Still, it's a $60 game. It used to be. So at this point, it's disgusting. It's disgusting that they are pushing fucking ads and microtransactions and psychologically trying to abuse you, your friends, or, well, some other random dude that you perhaps don't know, but you should care about this stuff. So tell them at least that much. They can shove that fucking microtransaction garbage up their ass again. Away from the fucking game. Because I didn't pay my hard-earned cash to play this sort of a type of shit and be constantly reminded to buy. Anyways, that aside, the tutorial looks really good. Really good. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. So, at least I'm happy about that. And on that cheery note, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I wish you the best in the evening and all that stuff. And hey, if you like the stream and all that stuff, feel free to subscribe on YouTube, follow on the Twitch side, and join the Discord as well. There's a link down below. There's also a link to my Patreon. You can check out that if you want to support me a little bit more. Remember, I make free content first, and then ask if you want to support me. Well, you can do that. It's not necessary, but there are awesome people that help. So there you go. Right on you. And everyone else also, stream tips and all that. Anyways, that aside, that self-shilling thing aside, I guess that'll be it for this evening. Take care, and I'll see you probably tomorrow. Don't want to say goodbye? No?
Bye-bye!
Everybody have a good one. Well,
I will
if
leave
you ever
the-
see me in the black, I hope you got good shields.